Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am your host, Coach Stacy Christine, and I am beyond thrilled to be here right now to be able to teach you all of this information. Every last thing that I'm saying has changed my life and has impacted my mindset, my mind, how I think. It's changed my limiting beliefs about myself. So I'm going to be sharing today basically the why behind all of these things that you've probably heard before about healing. And I'm also going to be sharing that. But for me as a person, I need to know the why behind things before I go and do something. So that's what I'm going to be teaching today is the why behind a lot of stuff that a lot of these gurus are teaching, but also that stuff that I firmly believe in. I wanted to explain a little bit about this shirt that I have on. It says, I believe, and I got this at a conference that I went to called I Believe, the I Believe conference. It was held by two amazing individuals. I first found her in 2016 when I clicked on a video of David E. Monite talking about belief. And one of the things that he said was, even in the word believe, in the middle, it says lie. So he was one of the first people to help me look at words a little bit differently, help me see signs a little bit differently, really think of the meaning, the actual meaning of the word, and also look at it differently. So, and when you're believing in yourself, sometimes you have to lie to yourself in order for you to believe it. And so he helped me point that out with lie being in the middle. But then Chanel Cooper Sykes helped me see that there's angel numbers. And whenever you see 1111 or 222, 444, there's numbers that might be following you, maybe birth dates, maybe death dates. Those numbers will be following you for a reason. And they helped me see for the first time that it's our angels above us that are guiding us on this physical realm. Okay, so they're going to give you signs like that in order for you to know that you are connected with your ancestors that are above. That blew my mind. It blew my mind in 2016. And in this conference, what they did was they made us tap in. I call it tapping into your higher power. Okay, they helped me see that God is within us. We have to pull it out. And because this was so new to me, my mind was allowing me to go through the processes and the gestures that they were suggesting, right? And so when they allowed me to tap in, and so what they were asking us was, like everybody in the conference, what is your purpose at the end of the day? What's your purpose? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to do? Blah, 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 blah. And at this time, guys, I had a salon in Garden City, Long Island. I thought that was going to be my end all be all. By that time, I was in the beauty world for 17 years. No, it was only 7 years, actually. 7 years by that time. And I thought that the salon was going to be my ticket to freedom. And I realized quickly that I'm here on this earth to do more. And some of the words that were just flowing out of my mouth, and just to let you guys know, the first thing that's at the tip of your tongue is usually what your higher power wants you to do, your subconscious wants you to do, or what you really truly feel. Okay, and so I wish I brought the notepad, but I didn't. It is up in my room right here. But they gave us a notepad that said I believe on it. They made us take notes, and they basically asked us, what is your purpose? And on that notepad, I said, I want to heal 1 billion people. Heal 1 billion people. That is, I know for a fact what God wants me to do on this earth. At the end of the day, we are all here to serve him and to bring people closer to him in our best way. It doesn't have to be doing healing. It doesn't have to be going to church, but it could be, for example, I was just on a master class and the woman was teaching about systems, but she has healed herself. And so she incorporates personal development, but also her systems into her program. Because at the end of the day, everything relies on mindset, right? Mindset, positive mindset, and tapping into your higher power. That's what a lot of people don't like to say, but it's tapping into your higher power. So David E. Monite and Chanel Cooper Sykes really helped me tap into my higher power. And because I didn't even know what I was doing, what came off my tongue was heal 1 billion people. And guys, this was 2016. I've been running from it since then. I haven't been running from it. God's honest truth, I completely forgot that I wrote it. I completely forgot that I wrote it. I was totally tapped in. I wasn't reviewing my notes. So I didn't remember writing that. And it wasn't until I had a few incidences with hypnosis that kept directing me to go to a box, kept directing me to unpack a box. It was basically unpack the last box that I had from the domestic violence shelter that I was living in after I left my abusive husband. I had no clue why hypnosis was kept on directing me to that damn box. But I kid you not, about 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I found that box and I saw that I wrote heal a billion people. And for those of you that know my story, that have been following me for a little while, you've seen me do all kinds of things from ebooks to makeup, microblading, hair, network marketing, affiliate marketing, all of that stuff. I've done a lot of different kinds of stuff. But what God was trying to show me was, you're going to heal a billion people. So I Believe Conference was the first place that I learned about angel numbers, how to get in alignment with God, confirmations, affirmations, repetition, and mirror work, okay? These are all things I'm going to be talking to you about today. So they forced us to tap in. Since I was new, I didn't block any of the downloads that came to me, okay? What I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to be using the word frequently, excuse me, but when you are tapped in, you get downloads from your higher power. And that's the information that you need to process and act on, okay? Period. So what changed my life was hearing that when you heal yourself, you are actually healing 7 generations before you and 7 generations after you. I want you guys to know that you are chosen. If you're doing this course, you are chosen, okay? You are the chosen one. No pun intended. You've made it through the pandemic and you are continuing to heal yourself, which means that you are the chosen one for your generation. What this is going to do is break the generational curses and bring on the generational wealth. We are creatures of repetition. I'm probably going to repeat that. We are creatures of repetition. So the more that you listen to things in your ear, the more that you watch things in your eye, the more that you say out your mouth positive things, the more positive stuff is going to come back to you, okay? So you want to make sure that it's always positive, that speak no evil, hear no evil, say no evil, say no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil. Something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, with the Buddha's in the back. It's true. You don't want to be around evil stuff, okay? You don't want to be around evil stuff. So we're going to honor, accept, and heal from your past. That's what this one is about, honoring your past. So what happened to you happened for you. You have to accept that in your life. You got to understand the victim mentality versus the creator mentality. If you guys don't know, we are on this earth to be co-creators with the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, but we're here to create, okay? So I'm going to speak about today mainly what is victimhood, and then I'm going to give you tools, steps, strategies to get to your creator mode, okay? That's when you're tapping in with your higher power. So your mindset is something you have to completely control. Okay, your mind is something you have complete control over. Sorry, guys. So many people don't have the skills because it takes work, okay? Your mind is something that you have to have complete control over. So many people don't have this skill because it takes work. You got to do the work from self-reflection first, which is what Honor Your Past is about, to putting it in practice, which is what I'm going to teach you at the end of this video. You have to be vulnerable and honest with yourself. Many people suffer from victim mentality. Learning how to stop being a victim will help you gain control. It's getting good already. So what is victimhood? The human race is actually addicted to suffering. The human race is actually addicted to being a victim, okay? The human condition has about 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. So our human brain has about 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. 85% of them are negative, and that's just the human condition, okay? That's how you guys were born, all right? So it's okay if you do come up with negative thoughts. Now that 85% of your thoughts will be negative, now you need to be aware of the negativity and change it as soon as you're aware of that negative thought. Okay? Keep that in mind. When you are aware, you can change this. Victims believe that many aspects of their life is out of their control. This is a draining mentality that causes you to live in a mindset that regularly avoids responsibility. Instead, constantly living in a fearful state and are oftentimes angry at the people around them, as well as situations that they are in. Many in victimhood have endured trauma in their past, like sexual abuse or violence. I'm talking about it. I'm no longer dusting this stuff under the rug. So you guys might hear me talk about that a little bit more. What I noticed in my life was that people that were around me that were sexually abused or went through a lot of violence growing up, they had a pattern that they would get into negative situations. I never knew why until I started doing my healing work, okay? So others may have witnessed their family members playing the victim and learned to follow. So I was about to put down this card and go into this. Oh, when we're kids, we are so observant. And because our parents or our guardians are taking care of us, or maybe somebody that's older than them, or somebody that's showing their leadership qualities, you start to look up to those people, no matter if you're an infant, and you pay attention to what they do. So when it says others may have witnessed their family being victims, meaning they're in victimhood, they will start to learn to follow them. So sometimes the people that you admire the most don't have the greatest habits in the world. And that's what caused you to maybe not have those so great of habits. Even though you're trying to run from it, you still have it in you. We just got to be aware and more conscious. I got so much more to talk about. Our programming starts from being in the womb. Past generations, negative emotions can affect our subconscious mind as well. So conscious mind versus subconscious mind. I want to talk about it a little bit, and I got to do this kind of thing so you guys understand. So we have the conscious mind. It's basically the mind that makes all of the decisions on this earth, what house you're going to live in, what partner you're going to choose, which career you're going to go in. That's our conscious mind. That's what's our flesh is running off of, okay? Then we have our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is basically the inside of your conscious mind, okay? It's on the inside. So your conscious mind is actually protecting your subconscious mind. This is where your conscious mind is where survival mode comes from. Your conscious mind is the one that knows, don't touch that hot stove or else you're gonna get burned. But this is the most powerful thing. Your subconscious mind, which is being protected by your conscious mind, your subconscious mind is actually the thing that's keeping your heart pumping, your blood flowing, and you being alive, you breathing in oxygen, right? Your subconscious mind is also a healer. It can heal your entire mind. So you remember that burn that you got that your conscious mind said, don't touch? Your subconscious mind can actually say, I believe that I can heal you, and I will do that. Body is a very intelligent machine. And that's because of our subconscious mind. It literally controls everything that we're doing, even as far as down as your immune system and healing your entire body. All right. But it also controls where you are making decisions from your programmed beliefs. So your subconscious mind is basically like the metal to the computer. It's the programming to the computer. It's the guts of the computer. It holds all of the programming that has came your way while you were on this earth, but then also generations prior's programming can get into your subconscious mind too, okay? And so your subconscious mind literally is controlling 90% of your day. It is keeping you afloat based off of the habits that you programmed into it. That's how we get into the victimhood mentality, because if you were around people that were negative all the time, or around environments that were negative all the time, that's programming your subconscious mind to understand only negativity. The only way that you're going to be able to overcome that negativity is by stepping outside of that negativity. Let me get back to my notes. So the conscious mind excuse me, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between fake or real. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between truth or lie. So if, for example, your environment, if you've been in a negative environment all your life, if you don't step out of it, your subconscious mind is going to think that is your truth. That is your truth. And then let's say for being in an abusive relationship, if you're a strong woman and you go into a relationship and they're what they call narcissistic men nowadays, if you get into a relationship where the man is insecure and wants to control you, what he's going to do is tell you all the things to make you think that you're not worthy of anything else. So you're not going to find nobody else. Nobody's going to take you with all these kids. Nobody's going to love you the way that I love you. Because that person is repeating it over and over to you in your subconscious mind, even though consciously you're saying, fuck you, motherfucker, no, that is not going to happen to me. Your subconscious mind is hearing that all the time, and it doesn't know the difference between real or fake. So when you get out of that abusive relationship, if you don't heal from that, you're going to continue to get into abusive relationships with men that have different faces, but be the same person. Okay? All right. So I hope you guys understand conscious mind and subconscious mind. We're still in victimhood, okay? So these are the signs of victimhood. Constantly blame others for situations in your life. You feel pessimistic and that you are stuck. You have adopted a life is against me mentality. When consuming your own problems, you don't see the perspective of others. You feel powerless, and therefore when facing any problem in your life, you have trouble coping. When giving constructive criticism and feedback, you feel attacked. You tend to attract people who complain and blame. You suffer from constant negative self-talk. You find pleasure in feeling bad for yourself, and you seek sympathy from others. That's what victims do. Same feelings and emotions that victims have are the same exact emotions that somebody that is in true, genuine love and in that creator stage has. So it's literally, when you're looking at the positive and the negative and zeros in the middle, the positive and the negative is this way. When you're feeling negative, you want to stay negative. You want to stay on that negative card. But then when you're positive, you want to start to go on that negative side. But no matter what, when you have it balanced like this, you're getting the same exact feelings, the same exact emotions, the same exact dopamine. If you guys have ever heard of that word, dopamine is the chemical that makes us happy. The chemical that makes us happy. This is what social media is using for us. As you're scrolling, you're actually getting dopamine filled into you. Dopamine, like you're getting instant gratification. It's a new picture, it's a new video, it's a new motivation, it's a new crazy video, right? That's filling up your dopamine. So on the positive and the negative side, when you're constantly on the positive side, it's giving you dopamine, making you happy. When you're on the negative side, it's not making you happy, but it's giving you the same exact feeling that happiness comes from. So that's why the human condition, the human race, is actually addicted to suffering, because the world is not programmed for us to be positive. What do they teach us in school? Nothing that we really take into the earth, for the most part, to the world. What do they teach us in the news? What do they teach us in the radio? So if you're not brainwashing yourself to success, is what I call it, then you're going to stay in that victim mode. All right. So yeah, I harped on what I wanted to harp on that one. We're still in victimhood. Okay. How to stop being a victim. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Self-love, self-care routines are super important. Having a therapist can be important as well. If you have nobody to talk to, you never had an opportunity to talk to anybody that basically has a non-biased opinion, I highly recommend it. Journaling and positive affirmations. So practice self-compassion consists of being kind to yourself. You want to make sure that you have a self-love and a self-care routine. Having a therapist, journaling, and positive affirmations can help you practice self-compassion. At the end of this, I will be giving you your miracle morning routine, and it has a lot of the stuff that I'm going over right now. So the second thing on how to stop being a victim is ask why. What thoughts are causing this suffering? Meditation will help you simply notice your thoughts and you'll notice that your thoughts will appear out of nowhere, and they will also disappear in the same way. So learn how to let negative thoughts go. In meditation, it helps you really just relax yourself, calm your conscious mind so that your subconscious mind can pull up what it needs to pull up. And also it allows you to be aware of your thoughts and what you're thinking about. If you're harping on something negative, more negative stuff is going to come to you. I read somewhere that worrying is a form of meditation. So meditation on the positive side, right? The positive side is you're calming your conscious mind and you're thinking, oh, you're tapped into your higher power, right? But on the negative side, a form of meditation is worrying about everything and fearing for the worst thing to happen. That is only going to bring you more things to fear, more things to worry about. I hope you guys are getting this. So victimhood, how to stop being a victim. Number 3 is perform acts of kindness. Victimhood gets stuck thinking about themselves. Victimhood gets stuck thinking about themselves. By going outwards and performing acts of kindness, you can feel joy and gratitude. We're more happier whenever we're helping somebody else than ourselves. It's really strange. I don't know. I guess it's the human condition, but we rather help somebody else than help ourselves. We rather compliment somebody else than take the compliment from other people. We're going to change all of that. Okay. We're going to change all of that. Once you realize this sense of worth, you can move beyond your own headspace. So basically, when you perform the act of kindness on somebody, you get beyond your own self of victimhood. Okay. So make the decision to heal from those victimhood feelings. Number 5, practice saying no. If you don't want to do something, say no. I'll probably harp on this a little bit later. Number 6, change bad habits. Basically, you need to change the situations around you. Your environment plays a role. Maybe you can't afford living anywhere else but the hood right now. It's okay. As you guys know, we're going to be evolving. But when you're in your space, you want to make sure that it feels good. All right. That it feels safe, that it is giving words of affirmations all around you. Okay. So number 6 on how to stop being a victim is, number 7 of how to stop being a victim is practice forgiveness. So this is an exercise that I want you all to do. You guys will all have homework and I will be checking in on your homework. Okay. Keep that in mind. I am your accountability partner. So I'll be checking in on this homework. All right. Forgiveness. You got to practice forgiveness. How you can practice forgiveness is, first, I want you to write a letter to yourself. I want you to write a letter to yourself, forgiving yourself for all of the things that you put yourself through. I want you also to forgive yourself for all of the things that got put in your pathway. Remember, they didn't happen to you, they happened for you. So forgive yourself for being in that path. All right. And then the next thing, the next letter that I want you to write, or letters, is letters to the people that have hurt you, or letters to the environments or situations that you were in that hurt you. Okay. So it could be basically 3 letters. All right. Because I've been in environments that didn't help me. I was a freaking bartender in New York City for 10 years. Being in the bar world was not helping me, especially coming from an alcoholic family. So I had to write a letter stating, sorry, Stacy, for being a bartender and being around those negative spirits. It's okay. So first, write a letter to yourself, forgiving yourself. Second, write a letter or letters forgiving people for hurting you. And then third, you can write letters to the environments that you got put in, okay, that maybe were out of your control. Just forgive yourself for being in all of those situations and write it out in a blue pen, because blue is energy, okay? And then make sure you date it. You can read it later. It's going to surprise you. It's going to shock you when you start really doing this work. The second thing that I want you to do to practice forgiveness is basically write down just one word that you will never want to go back to, okay? One word that you want to change. One word that you want to not ever experience again, okay? For example, I was practicing this one New Year's, and I wrote down all of the things that I no longer wanted to suffer from. And one of the things was abuse. I no longer want to suffer from abuse. I no longer want to be around abusive people. So I wrote down the word abuse on a little piece of paper and other things. And then I went to the bathroom. I actually did this on New Year's. I went to the bathroom and burned all of those papers that I no longer wanted to suffer from or deal with or have to go through. And I wish I would have took pictures of what I wrote down because I remember it was some powerful stuff, but I want you guys to do that exercise, okay? Practice forgiveness by writing out letters and then also writing out the things that you no longer want to suffer from. Number 8 on how to stop being a victim. Get outside your comfort zone. People are creatures of habit. Try new things, meet new people, move out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your broke zone. You're either going to stay broke money-wise or you're going to stay broken on the inside. So go try and experience new things. Go try and experience new things. Number 9, read personal development books. I also want to include read business books too. We deserve abundance in our life, and the only way to get to true freedom is with ownership. So read business books too, so that you can elevate your mind in the business aspect, but you should also be learning about personal development. At the end of this, I'll be giving you a list of books that I love to read. Then number 9 on how to stop being a victim, practice gratitude. And we're going to be talking more about gratitude a little bit later. So you are not a victim. It's your own mind that is putting you there if you feel as though you're a victim. Stop. These are the top 4 things that I want you to start doing to get yourself out of victimhood, okay? Number 1, stop blaming yourself. Number 2, silence anger and self-pity. Number 3, take responsibility. Number 4, give yourself a break. I want you guys to give yourself a break, okay? We made it this far. Our survival mode made it this far. So this is why you guys need to honor your past. You need to tap yourself on the shoulder and be grateful for how far you have come and all of the challenges you have went through. Okay, so give yourself a break, give yourself grace. I love to tell my VIP students to go and celebrate yourself with some kind of dinner. If you can't afford a nice dinner, go treat yourself to some ice cream or a nice smoothie, whatever pleases you, makes you happy, go treat yourself to that so that you can honor your past. Because ladies, we moving forward from this day forward. You heard me? So then you also want to change your communication skills. All right. You want to, number 1, be assertive. Number 2, you want to set boundaries for yourself and boundaries for the people around you. Number 3, show confidence. I'm no longer saying fake it till I make it. I'm saying faith it till you make it. Okay. Faith it till you make it and show that confidence. Number 4, empathy versus sympathy. You want to know the difference between the two. So empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes and see experiences from another perspective. Sympathy is pitying and feeling sorry for something. This doesn't promote action. Practice empathy and empower others, okay? I'm trying to think the big word. With empathy, you can put yourself in other people's shoes and understand where they're coming from. At the end of the day, if somebody is off, instead of saying what's wrong with them, say what happened to them. Ask what happened to them. Something must have happened to them. That's probably the reason why they're so angry and they're being not abusive, but like violent or anger towards somebody. Ask what happened to them instead of what's wrong with them. Okay. So practice empathy and empower others. And then number 5 is you want to chill. So this is basically, what was I going over? How to change your communication. Number 5, you want to chill, all right? Learn where and what you can control. Some things are out of your control, but when something happens that's out of your control, take a step back and see them unfold before you take action. You got to learn how to respond instead of react. You have to learn how to respond instead of react. So for example, with medication, if you take medication and you're reacting to a medication, what does that mean? Maybe you're breaking out in hives. Maybe your illness is going a whole nother direction. That's you're reacting to the medication. But if you respond to the medication, that means that the medication is basically, oh, my sign fell. That's what happens. I knew I heard a thing for a second. When you're responding to the medication, that means that your illness is clearing up, right? Maybe you had hives and now the hives are going down. So learn how to respond to situations instead of just reacting to everything. All right, so we're still in victimhood. I was going in on victimhood. I wanted to explain exactly the details of what it looks like for you people, because some people just don't even know. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. I didn't know what I didn't know until I learned these facts. So first step is to understand that you are suffering from these things. Take action in overcoming victimhood. Remain kind to yourself and don't make yourself a victim for feeling like a victim. Don't punish yourself for being in victimhood. You're punishing yourself for punishing yourself. Don't punish yourself for being in victimhood. Learn how to learn how to respond versus react. And you can control what others do. You can't control what others do, but you can control how you respond to it. And this is the last note card I have for victimhood. We're closing that part all up, that chapter all up. But by practicing self-love, reflective acceptance, and gratitude, you can work towards feeling confident and taking responsibility for your own life and relationships. Now that what your environment was, what you saw growing up, and even generations prior to you can impact how you're reacting today, especially if you're the first person in your family to start healing. There's only two ways to reprogram your brain or to change any limiting beliefs that you have about yourselves. And the limiting beliefs come from the past traumas that you went through, okay? There's only two ways to reprogram your brain and change any limiting beliefs. That is through repetition and hypnosis. So repetition is basically the habits that you're creating on a daily basis, making sure that you're putting positive things in your eyes, positive things in your ear, speaking and writing positive things. That's what's going to change you from victimhood to creator mode, okay? And then hypnosis. I'm going to really briefly explain what hypnosis is. I will go into it further in another date, but hypnosis basically is deep level of relaxation and focused concentration to your subconscious mind. Okay, so the deep level of relaxation happens when the hypnotist is basically getting your conscious mind to relax, to calm down. You remember your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is protecting your subconscious mind. It wants to keep you in survival mode. Your brain is not set up for you to thrive. It's set up for you to just be safe and be in that comfort zone. So hypnosis will basically calm your conscious mind down. And then the focused concentration is literally the hypnotist speaking to your subconscious mind to change any negative belief that you have about yourself. It can also change you from being addicted to smoking, having a fear of driving, peeing in the bed, eating disorders, all kinds of things. Whatever limiting belief pattern you have in your life, whatever you want to change, a hypnotist can change that for you, okay? Super powerful stuff, life-changing. We'll get more into that later. So then the next part of honoring your past, accepting your past, and healing from your past is the surrender. You got to surrender.